I am in Cave Spring, Georgia. This is the town I grew up in. I'm at Rolater Park. Came down here just for a little bit. I wanted to see the house I grew up in, and decided to stop by here real quick to see the cave and the spring, the two things that this town's named after, a cave and a spring. But stopped in here. It's not a lot of folks, which is nice, so I thought I'd get a couple shots of this place. There's a festival here every year, and this is where they hold it. Vendors out here all over the place. They'll have food over here, I guess food over there too, but the park is about as big as I remember it being. You know, when you're a kid and you're doing much of anything, things always seem to be smaller or bigger, and this is about the same size as I remember it. So it's kind of cool. But, you know, laid back, quiet, it's nice. Kind of like the Philippines where I am right now. There's nothing really intruding on your peace. I like that. Got the pond over here where they have ducks, geese. As a kid, I had a friend who got a duck every year for Easter. And he would come down here and release it. I mean, we know now that was probably knew back then it was a terrible idea, but definitely know it's a bad idea now. But yeah, this is water from the spring. The spring comes from that hill back there. I don't want to walk over too much. There's a big group of folks here from Forest Park, which is in Atlanta. And when I was over earlier, they're kind of foul-mouthed and gross. Don't really want to be around them. Yeah, you come back here and see snakes, all sorts of fun stuff as a kid. There's the other part of the park here. They would have all sorts of events here. I had a friend who got married and had their reception here. Over here is the Hearn Inn, another area of the park that people would have events and whatnot. Over there's the cave and the spring, like I just mentioned. But here's the big attraction. This is the thing that really brought people down here, and me especially as a kid. This is the pool. Cave Spring Pool. When I was a kid, the water ran in here from the creek. Creek came out, of course, out of the spring, but in between the spring and here, you know, you had a little bit of a creek, so you had fish. It would come, well, again, straight out of that pond I was just showing everybody. It would come out of here, into the water, and into the pool. Now it comes out straight. It's piped in. It's no longer fresh out of that pond. When I was here in the summer, it was only open in the summer. It was open all week. Now it's only open 3 days a week. $5 to get in. I know, I almost sound like an old man, because I am. When I was here, it was $0.25 to get inside. There was an arcade in there. There were always about 4 or 5 games, and none of them grounded, so you play at your own risk, because at some point, you might get shocked. I'm not even making that up. You get electrocuted playing the games. Seriously. I can't get in because it's closed right now, unfortunately. I'd like to get some video of it. You kind of get the idea. This is the 3rd or 4th largest pool in the state of Georgia. At least it was. I'm saying all this crap. I haven't even looked at it to verify that, but I know it used to be a fact. But yeah, you can kind of see in there. Get the idea. It's a massive pool. When I was a kid, you get in there, you jump in, you might land on a fish. You might land on a turtle, you might land on a snake. You never knew. That is the centerpiece right there, that dock. We would go in there and jump off on that thing and try to land on other kids and just be dumbasses all together. But this was like the definition of my summer when I was here. Coming down here, it was so much fun. I loved it. One of the very few good memories I have of this area. Because, you know, weekend would be gone, summer would be gone, I'd be back in school, and I'd Get to go back and get bullied and put up with that crap there, but that's neither here nor there. Many good summers down here at this pool. I really, really enjoyed it. And this park, the park is really nice. I can't find any fault with this place. That's the old, over there, the Cave Spring courthouse. I guess maybe they still use it, I don't know. It's been a long time since I was over there. Because I used to work for the court system, not because I went there to get in trouble. Just gotta clarify that. So, the water you see comes out of the spring from what this town is named from, Cave Spring. And right over there is the cave and the spring. When I was a kid, I used to come down here. You could drink the water here, still can. Cross this bridge here. And over there is the cave. And all this water comes out of the spring. Again, what this town's named for, Cave Spring. There's people visiting from Atlanta, it looks like. $2 getting a cave, used to be 25 cents. I'm not even kidding. There's the cave back in there. And the spring. So this one I have to do pretty fast. This is the house I grew up in. I don't know how people are going to act. You see a stranger walking up down the road with a camera. They're probably not going to be very happy about it, so I'm going to do this as fast as I can. So this is the house I grew up in. Property next to it's been cleared off since I was here. But yeah, this house, this place, special place in my heart. Some good memories, some bad memories, but lots of memories. There's not a fence here when I lived here. From what I understand, folks aren't too keen on visitors or really anything else. So that's why I'm just gonna walk by here, take it in, let everybody see it. I'm out of breath just from trying to walk up the hill to get here. Yeah, there was never a fence here when I lived here. Crazy. But the places here, for the most part, can't see it so well, I know. I'm just not comfortable trying to get up there and get too good of a shot of it. Like I said, all this stuff is different, and I'm not trying to trespass. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. But, yeah, this is the house. There was never a gate, never a fence. Very welcoming, very open. I know, that was the 80s and 90s, into the 2000s, different time. Just wish it weren't that way now. I'd love to be able to see it. So that right up there, that room, that's my room. That was my sister's room. Parents lived down here. My dad's study was on this side. Again, it's really hard to see, but so I'm trying to do this as fast as I can so I don't make anybody mad. I used to have to come down here and cut this grass. I hate it. It's one of the worst things about being here in the summer is cutting this grass. Coming here with a weed eater and cutting all this. Because I was worried about snakes coming out of here, not knowing, you know, because you're young and dumb, but they aren't going to just kind of crawl out on top of you. But we had copperheads, rattlesnakes, we had everything around here. It's crazy. When my parents sold the house, they kept this a lot over here and they ended up selling it to the people who bought it from them. And oh look, there goes a, I don't know, I can't tell if that was a woodchuck, I don't know what that was. Anyway, there was a house over here at one point, 100 years ago, burned down. And the people that bought the property from my parents put up a marker. You can maybe see it through there, I'm not really sure. There's a marker over there showing where the house was. It looks like, again, they've fenced off all this stuff, you know. They really don't want anybody here And I can respect that. As a property owner, I get it. You don't really want people trespassing. I get it. I do. Just really wish I could get up there and show the house. But here's what it is. That's where I grew up. Yay. This is the church that I went to. Yes, I went to church. Up until I think I was 18. I mainly went because the kids here didn't really judge me. I wasn't getting a lot of grief here like I did in school. And unlike some of the kids here, still friends with a lot of them to this day. So that's always a good thing. It's a Baptist church. Actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, pretty progressive Baptist church. They never had any problem with women being here, like being, I don't know, deacons and whatnot. And I always appreciated that. Some of my best memories of this town are here in this church. We used to sit right out here, have, in the summer, we would have like a potluck. Everybody would bring something to eat. And we'd sit out here and eat, and it was always good. It was awesome. There's the park where I was earlier. This was a tiny town. There's 800 people in Cave Spring, or at least there were. Maybe more now, but maybe close to 1,000. I don't know. But yeah, it's a town that doesn't really grow, and that's okay. That's kind of the appeal. It's the same people, same families, and that has its drawbacks. It has its advantages. But I have a lot of good memories from Cave Spring. It's a neat little place. So this is downtown, and by downtown I mean just like a few businesses here. This all came in after I moved away years ago. Apparently that house over there has some historical value, so they stripped off the exterior, found it was a log cabin. This gas station here used to be called the Fina, F-I-N-A, and this is where I developed my love for Mellow Yellow. I'm not even kidding. This right here, Creekside Inn, this used to be called Todd's when I was growing up. A guy named Todd, I can't remember Todd's last name, but he and his wife Renee ran this, and it was really good food because right behind it is the park, and kids would come over here from the pool in the park and they would eat. That's where I developed my love for chicken tenders. But this is downtown Cave Spring right here. I'm trying to be as discreet as I can, which is hard to do because I'm driving around with a tag from Virginia in a little town in Georgia. People here don't remember me, and that's okay. That's all right. And library there. What used to be the bank. It used to be the Bank of Cave Spring, and then it became United Community, and United Community pulled out, so it's not even a bank anymore. So, yeah, this is the square. Cave Spring Square. There used to be Harbin's restaurant down there. That was good. So many businesses here. I don't think a single one is still here from when I was a kid. Had Martha Jane's Fudge, and that was actually a very popular fudge place all around North Georgia. Don't know whatever became of that, but I'm sure they still sell it somewhere around here. But yeah, not a single business over here I think is still in operation from when I lived here. So this is Casey's Supermarket, but when I was growing up, it was called Casey's, C-A-S-E-Y, because the Casey family owned it. I guess they sold it to somebody. They kept the name, kind of like changed around. I'm not really sure, but we used to come down here, and my dad would get ribs, like beef ribs. We'd make them, and they were awesome. Again, I'm doing a lot of this from the side of my car because I just don't want to alarm people. Little town here. Folks are not too keen on that kind of stuff, so I'm gonna drive across the street here. One more thing here. This is the old funeral home. John House, I think was his name, owned that. Went out of business. It's a shame. This is the old school. The school isn't here anymore, which is crazy to me. I guess that they merged it into some other school. Cave Spring is in Floyd County. And Floyd County school system, I guess, got rid of it, I don't know. So this Dollar General sits on the site of the old Country Roads Antique Mall. That is my dad's business, my mother's business. Well, it was their business. They sold the property, and the old place was basically knocked down, and they put in this Dollar General, and it's been here for, I don't know, not quite 10 years maybe, but it's been here for a minute. Kind of sad to see it, but this is the way it is. I learned how to work on cars here, and this is was the business that sustained my family. Quick postscript on my Cave Spring stuff. I was in town visiting some friends, thought I would go by there and visit. My mother wanted me to go by the house that we grew up in because that was her parents' house. She always loved that place. And when she and my dad got too old, or I guess they weren't able to take care of the house, they sold it. And she's always really loved that place. And I did too. I grew up in the house. But I also grew up there in Cave Spring, so what you saw in the video is my experience. Those are the places that I went. Those are places that I remember really well. And I imagine if anybody from Cave Spring sees this and they watch it, they say, "Oh, what happened that was so bad there?" Nothing really happened that was bad in Cave Spring. My experience that was not great was where I went to high school and where I went to school in general there in Rome, which is in Floyd County. And I won't go into all that, but I just had a hard time. I had Tourette's, and it made things hard on me. I mean, it's just that simple. So nothing really bad about Cave Spring. I have good memories of Cave Spring, and that's why I did that video. I mean, partially because my mom wanted me to be there, but also because I just wanted to visit. I hadn't been there in a long time. I may never go back. I don't know. If I can get my wife over here, the kids from the Philippines, even to visit, I'd like to go down there and show them where it was. But yeah, if I got anything wrong in there, like names, correct me. That's fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But I hope that everybody could watch that, enjoy it. Maybe some folks from Cave Spring will see it, and maybe some of my friends will see it that grew up at the same time. I'm hoping. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I had a good time that weekend. So thanks for watching that. Thanks for supporting my channel. Like I said, I'm not monetized. I just do this for fun. I do it for like a creative outlet. So I hope that this entertained anybody who watched it. Thanks. Smooches.